Good morning, everyone. I deleted the other broadcast because it wasn't right. What I have done here is I have started to make a carob peanut butter pie. I think I'm going to put it back a little bit so you can see me a little better. Carob peanut butter pie in my food processor. And I wanted to mix it up first to see how it was going to go before I came into the broadcast because I didn't want to have any problems. I may have a little bit more mixing to do, but I'll give you the ingredients in a little bit. And I poured into a graham cracker crust. Hi, Philip. Good to see you. Now, this is, granted, this is carob powder. This is not the same as your cocoa powder. But this has got peanut butter in it and it's got honey in it. And I will finish mixing. You can watch it and fix it and finish mixing in here. And then I'm going to pour it into this pie pan. And as you can see from the blade, look how nice and creamy that is. I'm just going to scrape it off the blade and make sure I don't touch the blade because it's very, very sharp. And I'll put that in here. Got stuff to wash again. Sorry for my dirty cupboard, but it gets that counter. It gets that way when you start working and you start doing stuff like this. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to scrape this into my pipe, into the graham cracker crust. And this, like I said, this is not your cocoa, although you probably could use cocoa, but this called for carob. I don't suggest anybody using cocoa because it's not good for you. Carob is natural, it's vegan, and it's better for you. I thought, when I saw this recipe, I thought I would give it a whirl because I want something that's a little different. Now, it's not going to fill this pie pan up all the way, but that's okay. This is just for me anyway. It doesn't have to. But as you can see, look how creamy it looks. And if you want the recipe, let me clean this up here. Let me push this back. I will give you the recipe, and I'm also, hi, good to see you, welcome. I'm going to post this up on YouTube as well, and I'll post it up. Hi, Regina, good to see you. I enjoyed your song service so much on Friday. I watched the replay. I didn't come into it right away because I was watching Dr. O, and by the time he was done, you were done, which was a little disheartening to me. But, you know, I went back and I watched your replay, and I sang the songs with you. I remember those good old songs. They were beautiful. Yeah, praise the Lord. Anyway, here is my carob peanut butter pie that I just made. You can see it's real creamy. And here is what I used. I used a cup of the salted peanut butter. They recommend peanut butter that's got some salt in it. And a half a cup of honey. Now, some people probably won't use honey. You could probably use maple syrup or whatever you want. I use the organic honey. Hi, welcome to everybody that's coming in. And a half a cup of carob powder. And I'll show you the carob powder that I used. This is the carob powder that I used from Chatfields. I got some from Amazon. Can also get it from Vitacost. This is very good carob powder. And also a cup of plant-based milk. I had some original almond milk in my refrigerator, so I decided to use that. Oh, you prayed for me? Oh, thank you, thank you. And of course, it calls for a graham cracker crust, and it also calls for coconut to garnish, which I do have that. Let me put that on there. Now, this is unsweetened coconut, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Because the flavor of the pie is going to overtake it anyway. And I don't want to put a lot on there. But there you can see, now that it's all garnished and everything, doesn't that look nice? And it's simple to make. Just buy yourself a graham cracker pie crust, as you can get them at Walmart, and make the pie. And it's easy peasy. I saw this recipe and I thought, I have got to try this and scope it because I know it's something. Doesn't it though? Because it used what you use carob powder instead of cocoa powder. And because we know carob powder, we know that it's natural, where your cocoa is not. You don't want to use cocoa or cacao either, for that matter. So that's why I keep carob powder on hand. You know, and this is a recipe I'm probably going to make quite often because look how good it turned out. I mean, that's actually very pretty. And I've also already tasted it off the spatula when I got done, and it really tastes really, really good. And, you know, this is something we can all do for each other, is help each other along the way. I think it's time for you to go. Somebody's running her down, so it's time for get people out of here. Hi, Erlene, and thank you for the super hearts. If anybody, like I said, anybody wants to make this carob peanut butter creamy carob peanut butter pie, feel free to make it. Like I said, I'm going to post the recipe up on Facebook. I'm also going to post it up on YouTube because there's people that go on YouTube that don't come on Periscope and are thankful for the videos that I post up there. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Welcome to all those just coming in. You could share this with your followers, invite your followers, because this is a recipe that's very, very simple to make. It's one that you're not going to get tired of eating, I can tell you that. Now, granted, a lot of people aren't going to like the carob powder, but since I was looking for a recipe with carob powder in, this one popped up on YouTube, and I watched the video. I copied down the ingredients, and I thought, this is as simple to make as can be. Now, she used the Vitamix for it, but I thought, well, it'll work up just as well in the food processor. As you can see, it did. So it's hard to get the peanut butter out from underneath the blades of the Vitamix, so that's why I used the food processor. But as you can see, it turned out real good. I know it's going to taste delicious, and it's something that you can make a lot of. Of course, I'll have to put it in the refrigerator probably to set it up. But it's something that you can eat any time of the year, not just, you know, Thanksgiving or Christmas or any holiday. You can eat it any time of the year, and that's what I'm going to do. Yes, will probably be dessert later on. And it's turned out a little bit better than I thought it was going to. It was easy to make. And anybody that just come on, if you want the recipe, I'll give it to you again. It calls for a cup of salted peanut butter. Make sure the peanut butter you buy is salted. Now, I use the Skippy peanut butter. That's got salt in it. You also got some that have honey in it. But I didn't particularly have that one this time. So I just used the regular Skippy peanut butter without the honey and added the honey to it. Of course, you could probably use maple syrup or agave if you wanted to use that too, because I know not all Adventists use honey, and that's fine. I just happened to have the honey, and I used it. And then it calls for half a cup of the carob powder. And like I said, this is the carob powder that I use, the Chatfield's, which is quite popular. And a cup of plant-based milk. And I use the almond milk, the original one. I don't like the unsweetened as well. I like the original because it's got a little bit more sweetness to it, so it'll make it taste better. But as you can see, that's as simple to make as can be, and it's something that everybody's going to, in your family's going to enjoy. I think that's a bot right there. Everybody's going to enjoy it, including you. And I know that you'll want to eat it. You want to make it for yourself and make it for your family. Of course, this is going to last me a little bit because it's just me eating it. But as you can see, it's a very lovely pie. I hold it up. It's a very lovely pie, and it looks delicious. And it's amazing what you can make with carob. You can make so much with carob out there. And I'm glad that I bought the carob. You know, I've been trying to find recipes all morning for carob. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I did find a recipe I've been looking for recipes for carob pudding. I haven't really found one that I really like yet. Doesn't it, though? I think it looks delicious. With the peanut butter and everything, it sets it right off. It makes it taste really, really good. And that's the most you use, the cup of peanut butter. But, you know, peanut butter isn't that expensive, you know, and I've got plenty of it on hand. You could make your own peanut butter, put salt in it, and use that, too, as well, if you want to. I happen to be out right now, so I just use what I... Oh, welcome, Chelsea, and thank you for the super hearts, Chelsea. Long time no see. But I like to make recipes and share them with other people because we can all learn from each other. You know, we learn by doing. And I want to remain healthy for the Lord, and I'm sure you want to be healthy for Him too. And the only way we can be healthy for Him is to make healthy recipes. You know, find a recipe that's got healthy ingredients And you know something? It's something that I know exactly what is in it. I don't have to guess. I don't have to figure out, well, has it got a chemical in it that's going to harm me? No, it does not have a chemical in it that's going to harm me. It has everything in it that is healthy for me. And although I would eat it in moderation, I wouldn't eat too much at once, of course, because you can still gain a little weight, which I don't want to do that. I'm trying to lose the weight. But hi, good to see you. Welcome. As you can see, I'll hold this up for those just now coming in. My carob peanut butter pie and with unsweetened coconut as a garnish. I think it's really, really good. It turned out really, really good. Doesn't it though? All you have to do is buy your graham cracker crust, which I always buy those anyway. And this might be actually too big of a pan. I probably could have got the smaller one, but I had it on hand in the refrigerator, so I just used it. Next time I'll probably use the smaller one, because I think this is a 9-inch, and I think if I got it by with an 8-inch, I probably would have filled it up. But that's fine. But just buy your graham cracker crust and put your ingredients in there, and like I said, I intend to post this up on Facebook, and I'm going to post it up on YouTube for those that like my YouTube video. No, it doesn't have any avocado in it. I have been looking for recipes all morning that do have avocado. They make a carob pudding with avocados in it. And I really haven't found one that I really want to make yet. But I'm going to keep looking. And I thought, well, that's odd, putting avocados in a pudding. But I suppose it does taste good. You probably would taste the avocado. Oh, you're so excited. Oh, you'll love it. You'll really love it. I don't use the Vitamix for everything. I use the food processor too. I thought the food processor would be just easiest for this. Especially when it comes to peanut butter. Now, I do make my own peanut butter, but I make it in the food processor for the simple fact it's a little hard to get the peanut butter out from underneath the blades of the canister, and it's hard to clean. So in the food processor, it won't be that hard to clean because I can stick it right in the water. Oh wow! Whoa, that sounds different. An avocado spinach peach smoothie. Well, I think the avocados, I don't know about the spinach. I've heard people doing that. Now, I used to put spinach in my smoothies, too. It's considered like a green smoothie, but it does sound good. You're always finding new things to make. You impressed me with all the things that you're finding to make. And she sent me something this morning on Messenger that she had made some muffins out of carob chips, bananas and carob chips. You use spinach all the time? Oh, you're on your second glass? Wow, Erlene, you must really like it. I don't know how your husband and son like it, but I guess as long as you like it, that's all that matters, And there's something with me. If I don't like something, I'm not going to eat it because I don't have to worry about anybody else telling me, well, it doesn't taste good. If it doesn't taste good to me, then I just don't bother with it. But I intend to make this pie again. I think we got some bots in here. Take care of the bots. I intend to make this pie again because it's simple to make and it doesn't take very long. The ingredients are what you have in your refrigerator or your pantry, whatever, and plant-based milk. I don't recommend making this with cocoa powder, nor do I recommend using your dairy milk. For the simple fact that dairy milk is not meant for us. It's meant for calves. We should not be drinking it. I don't recommend chocolate because that's not good for you either. That was my weakness when I was growing up, was chocolate. I ate chocolate like crazy. Well, I don't know how old I was, but I was real young and I broke out with hives eating too much chocolate. And that's always concerned me in my adult life. Would I break out with hives again, or is it going to stick with me? Well, I've eaten chocolate. Of course, I don't now. But up till recently, I ate chocolate, and it never seemed to affect me. Of course, I would eat it sparingly. But I broke out in hives, and I'd be scratching like crazy and things like that. I guess in my adult life, I did break out with the hives again, but it wasn't on chocolate. It was on something else. Something that I had, and it affected me, and it caused me to start breaking out in hives. So what I do, I ate it again to make sure it was the hives that I got. And I did. I got the hives worse. And you should have seen me. I was scratching like crazy. And I just couldn't hardly sleep at night. And I don't recommend, if you get the hives, to eat something to check and see if it was the hives. And I thought, well, I can't eat this again. And I don't even remember what it was that I had, because it was so long ago, quite a few years ago. But my goodness, the hives, I would break out with great big huge welts on my arms. That's where I usually got it, was on my arms. And and that goes to show you I was allergic to something. It could have been something that had chocolate in it. I don't remember, but it was something that I probably shouldn't. No, they sure aren't, and they itch like crazy. So if you're allergic to something and you know you're allergic to it, don't do what I did, go and eat it, and that's to see if you're going to get the hives, because you just might get them. You know, I wasn't sure that what I ate was what caused it, so I ate it again, and sure enough, it was. Well, I stopped eating whatever it was, and I wish I could remember what it was. I don't at this point, because it's been, probably 30 years ago now, so I don't remember what it was. But I eat what I like, but I do eat things like this in moderation. You know, when it comes to, if we could still eat chocolate, I would eat in moderation anyway. Now, this I'll eat in moderation as well, carob. But it's something you can eat more than you can chocolate, because it's not going to harm you. You know, it's not going to make you sick or anything like that. Of course, eating this whole pie in one sitting would make me sick, and I wouldn't intend to do that. You know, I intend to let it stretch out and put it in the refrigerator and enjoy it. And I'm going to do just that. And I hope that you all can make this carob pie and enjoy it too. And let me know how you liked it, because I tasted it and it's a good taste, real good flavor. And with the peanut butter and the carob mixed together and the honey, you really can't go wrong. And then putting the unsweetened coconut on the top. Oh, you just came from church? Oh, okay. Well, here's my carob, my creamy carob peanut butter pie that I just made. And I just had to put it in the graham cracker crust. Yeah, you're right. It would be gluttonous. You're exactly right. Well, I don't. I eat one piece a day, and I'm lucky if I can get the whole thing down, because, you know, but there are people that do love pie, so they'll eat as much as they can. I would never eat that much. Absolutely not. This is going to last me a while, because I don't intend to eat that much at all. Yeah. Oh, there's a bot. Somebody catch these bots. These bots are horrible today. But, you know, I'm glad that I could do this, that I could share another recipe with you. I'm always looking for recipes, and when my daughter calls, she asks me, "What you doing, Mom?" "Oh, I'm looking for recipes." She says, "Well, you're always looking for recipes." I said, "Yes, I am." You know, because I want to make something different. 2 slices of cake, I don't recommend that. That's not good. That's being a glutton, eating too much like that. 1 piece should be enough. 1 piece a day, and if you don't even have to eat it every day. You know, you got to be careful. It depends on what kind of cake it was. If it's a cake loaded with a lot of sugar, wow. Hi, Nadelka. Didn't see you there. Welcome. Here's my carob, my creamy carob peanut butter pie that's just put into a graham cracker crust. And I've also already tasted it, and it is very, very good. It's got a real good flavor to it. We have to be careful what we put into our body. Oh, doesn't it, though? I've already tasted it in the Delco. I've already tasted it off the spatula, and it does have a real good flavor. And it wasn't hard to mix. I could have used it in my Vitamix, but I thought, well, since it's got peanut butter in it, that's too hard to get out from another blade. So I just used my food processor, which all I have to do is just put it in the dishwater and clean it up, which I'm going to have dishes to do when I get done here. And there are so many things that I could use my food processor for. You know, I don't know if they are or not. I don't really know, but I do get the graham cracker crust, and I don't worry about that. Oh, somebody says my recipes are awful. Well, I think that you're awful for saying that, so I think I'm going to escort you out of here. So, goodbye. Goodbye. Somebody says my recipes are awful. Well, that person didn't last long, did they? That's, you know, that you would get people in here that are sad, you know. That, yeah, it was rude, but you got to know how to deal with them. I have lost over 50 pounds. And you know, that was not an easy thing to do. Oh, thank you. And you know, I get compliments from people on my YouTube channel, because there are people on my YouTube channel that are not on Periscope, and when they see my recipes and they make it, they said they loved it. It was very, very good. And that's why I do this, because there's not everybody that follows me on Periscope are going to follow me on YouTube, or people on YouTube are not on Periscope. But if you want to follow me on Facebook, my name is Karen under Karen Watterson on Facebook, and also Karen Watterson under YouTube. That's where I take my Periscope videos and I post them into YouTube. I put the description of the recipe. I take the recipe, and I write it in the description box, and I upload it. And I tell you exactly how I made it, what ingredients I used, and everything. It makes it a lot simpler. And I do that because it makes it easier for people. Philip had suggested I do that a while back. Oh, thank you, thank you. You know, okay, that's fine. You know, and Philip had suggested a while back that I put the recipes up in the description box, and you know he was right. I don't know why I didn't do it all along. So I've gone back and changed some of my YouTube videos and have put the recipes in the description. The ones that I can find, the other ones I have to let go. But everybody's watching the later ones anyway. But I'll put this up on Facebook. I also post a picture of it on Instagram, so anybody's following me on Instagram can find me there. Karen Watterson 1948 is my is my username on Instagram. And I'll post a picture of this on Instagram as well. So it goes 3 different places: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So people can see exactly what I made. Of course, I don't post the recipe on Instagram, but I do on Facebook. I know most of you on here are following me on Facebook. You'll get the recipe there. You'll also get it on YouTube. And if you want to know about Philip, he's got good recipes. He's got very good videos on his channel. Nadelka's also on YouTube, so you follow both her and Philip on YouTube. I follow both of them as well, and I follow different people on YouTube that have prophecy videos or make recipes, because I want to learn how to make new things. I'm always trying to make new things. You know, I like to change things up. I don't like to do the same thing all the time. And I thought, well, this is brand new. This is easy. And if I can find a carob pudding that I like, I'll definitely do that maybe tomorrow. But I'm going to keep looking to see if there's one I can really like. Now, most of the puddings that I've seen take cornstarch. We do not use cornstarch, so I'm going to have to find what I can substitute for cornstarch or leave it out. I think that's what they use to thicken it up. And we don't use cornstarch. I think Erlene said tapioca flour, but I've Googled it and they said it's not the same, you know. But if I can use tapioca flour, I will. Oh, arrowroot, I'll have to get some of that. I don't have arrowroot. I don't know what I can replace for arrowroot because I don't have that either. I have tapioca flour. I don't know if I can use that in place of arrowroot. I know Philip uses arrowroot, and I don't know where to get it except maybe Amazon, because I don't have it on hand right now. But I suppose I could use that in place of cornstarch. But if I can find a recipe without cornstarch, I'll make it. I will definitely have to buy some arrowroot gold, because I've got an Amazon Prime membership, so I'll go into Amazon and I'll see if I can find it there. Oh, you did? You ordered it? Okay, good. That's what I thought, Chelsea, that it probably would replace the cornstarch. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to go into Amazon, since I have an Amazon Prime membership, and order it there so I can make the pudding that calls for cornstarch. And it calls for carob powder. So this same powder, you know, some of them use the raw carob powder, but I don't think it really matters, because this is what I have and this is what I'm going to use. So I intend to try to make that at some time too, because like I said, I want to make new recipes, and I want to help you all to be healthy and stay strong too. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. It was an uphill journey my whole life. I have been on a yo-yo diet where I'll gain some and I'll lose some, gain some and I lose some. Oh, okay, Bob Mills brand. I don't think Walmart has it. I've never seen it there. So unfortunately, I'll have to get it somewhere else. Whole Foods may have it. I may have to go to Whole Foods and pick it up. We have a Whole Foods here. We also have a Trader Joe's. So if they have it, I could probably get it there. So, but I'm going to have to, no, that's what I figured. Walmart did not. There's a lot of things that Walmart are getting, though, but they haven't got it yet. But I can go to Whole Foods, which I know where it's at here, and Trader Joe's, which I've not been to yet, but I have been to Whole Foods, so I can go to Whole Foods and pick some of it up. So, but I want to come on here come at different times with new recipes. Wow, that is amazing. Wonderful, wonderful. Just keep going. Yeah, they should hire me. Yeah. Well, because I keep the Sabbath, I'll never get hired. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm retired anyway. But, you know something? I'm going to keep trying to find new recipes. I'm always finding new recipes. I think Erlene is like me. We go on YouTube every day and we're trying to find new recipes to make different things, because I like the fact that they show you how to make it there. Granted, not all the recipes that I have found or the YouTube videos that I have found have actually posted the recipe in the description box. And when they don't post it in the description box, I thought, well, how am I supposed to know how to make it? So I just leave it alone. I find them that are posted in the description box, and then I just print them out so I have a copy of it on hand. Yeah, there's lots of bots. I'm trying to catch the ones I can. If I don't catch the bots, then you catch them for me. But I'm trying to, and I'll go back and watch the replay, and the ones I didn't catch, I'll catch those. But you know, it's a lot of fun being on a plant-based diet because you can find your own food to eat, you know, and you know, it is the best to make our own. Don't buy some of that stuff in the store. It's not good for you. If you can make your own products, that's the way to go. That's why I'm trying to find as many recipes as I can. Yes, it is. It's a lot of fun. I am having the best time ever. And since I've had my Vitamix, I've been making a lot more than I ever did before. But I love trying to find new recipes and make different things because we all need to learn how to be healthy. You know, and I want to help you try to be healthy too because it's not hard. Just tell yourself you can do it. When I went off the meat and the eggs and the milk and the cheese, it took me a little while on the cheese and the milk, but I went off the meat right away. I went off of it right away, and then I gradually got myself off of the rest. It does take a little time. Sometimes it's a struggle at first because you'll go past the meat counter, or you go past the milk or the cheese, and that you want to buy it. But I tell myself, no, I don't want to buy that stuff. It's best if you don't. So I like to come in here and as much as I can. Yes, it is. My son is still on his cheese, and he says he knows that is a downfall. He shouldn't be eating cheese. I've told him no, he shouldn't be eating cheese. But you know, I make vegan cheese, I make vegan butter, and buy as much as I can, you know, that's vegan. However, there again, a lot of the recipes that you find, or a lot of the things you find in the store that say that they're vegan and they're non-GMO, you have to look at the ingredients. Because some of the ingredients they put in, like your carrageenan, is not healthy. So if you find anything with carrageenan, don't buy it. I had some vegan cheese. It was Go Veggie cheese. I bought it at one of the stores here called Winco Foods. It used to be Cub Foods years ago. And I thought, well, this is vegan. At that time, I did not know that carrageenan was bad for me. It wasn't until Philip had done his Periscope on carrageenan that I realized how bad it really is. So then I just decided I can't buy it anymore, and I don't. There are many things that you can't buy. So you gotta look at your ingredients carefully. Do not overlook the ingredients. I look at my ingredients carefully. You know, people may look at me when I look at the ingredients, but I don't care because you need to look at the ingredients. There's so many people that buy things and don't look at them, and they'll buy it just because they're so used to eating it. You know, no matter what it is, they don't look at the ingredients to see what kind of chemicals are in it. There's too many chemicals in most of the foods that you buy. Yeah, I know, cheese, you can be addicted to it, but you've got to be religious and look at your ingredients. I do. I look at my ingredients religiously because you have to. And the ones that have a long list of ingredients, I don't even bother buying them because I'm not going to stand there and take the time to read the ingredients, especially if I'm in a hurry and I want to get my shopping done. I'm not going to take the time to look at the ingredients. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Here is my carob peanut butter pie that I made, and with the coconut on top. And I'll share the recipe with you since you just came in. I will give you what the recipe is. It's very simple to make, and I put it into a graham cracker crust. Oh, yes, you feel so much better. Hi, good to see you. Those that just come in, I will share the recipe with you. It takes a cup of salted peanut butter. Make sure your peanut butter has salt in it. A half a cup of honey. Now, there you can deviate. If you don't want to use honey, you can use agave nectar, or you can use maple syrup for sweetness, or whatever you want to, if you want, or whatever you want to do. I happen to have honey, so I'm just using it. A half a cup of carob powder. And this is the carob powder that I used. You can get this from Amazon. I also got this from Vitacost as well. That is half a cup of that, and a cup of the plant-based milk. And I used a cup of the almond milk, the original almond milk, because I don't like the unsweetened too well. So I use the original. The vanilla I saved for my cereal alone, so I don't put it in my recipes because that's way too sweet. And then you pour it into your graham cracker crust, and then you just garnish it with coconut. Like I had unsweetened coconut, so I just garnished it with the unsweetened coconut. And that's all there is to it. It's very simple to make. It's easy peasy. Anybody can make it. And I used too big of a pie pan. I had this in my refrigerator for a while, and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and use this. But it's probably bigger than I needed. I need to make it a little bit smaller. I think there's 8-inch ones out there. And I used to make pies for a fellowship meal in this because they were bigger. But I'm not going to make it like that anymore. So I'm going to get a smaller one the next time. But just get yourself a graham cracker crust. You can get this size too if you want to. And just make your pie and pour it in there. And then you have to put it in the refrigerator and set it up. And it's as easy as pie to make. And it tastes very good. I've already tasted it. No, I haven't, but I know it exists. You know, I don't know if there's a vegan shepherd's pie or not. I'm going to have to research that. You know, I'm always looking for for vegan recipes because that's all I look for anymore is vegan recipes. You know, I particularly was looking for a carob pie, and when I come across this, and I wrote the recipe down, and I thought, well, that's easy enough to make, so that's why I made it for you. I thought I'm going to scope this thing and let you see it because you guys might want to make it for yourself. You got a family or even by yourself, you go ahead and make it because it's as simple as can be, you know, and you know what's in it. It's nothing that's going to harm you. Everything is good for you, and that's why I do these. I don't want to put any chemicals in my body. By all means, keep sharing my periscopes coming in because you're going to find in my periscopes, my cooking scopes, I do not use any ingredients that are harmful. I use all raw ingredients, organic. And I don't put anything in my body that's going to harm you. And I suggest you don't do the same. If you're still on the meat, or you're on cheese, or you're on dairy milk, or eggs, please come off of them because you're doing your body harm instead of good. Because our bodies are the temple of God. We don't want to destroy our temple, you know. And they're not that healthy for you. You can make your own eggs out of chia seeds or flax seeds as well. You can make your own eggs. There's also egg supplements in the store, egg replacers in the store. You know, and I try to avoid recipes that have eggs in them. If they have eggs in them, I don't even bother with them. Hi, Tori. Good to see you. Here is my creamy carob peanut butter pie with the coconut seasoning, and it's really, really good. Hi, Louise. Good to see you. Welcome to those just coming in. And so since you're just coming in, I will go over the recipe one more time before I get off of here. I used a cup of peanut butter. It has to have salt in the peanut butter. Follow your heart. I think I know about that, but you have to be careful what kind of chemicals are in that too, Chelsea. So I would be very leery of that because I follow your heart. I've seen some they put carrageenan in it, so you got to be careful. I'm doing just fine. Good to see you. Welcome. Okay, you put a cup of salted peanut butter. It takes a half a cup of honey. Now I used honey. That's what it called for is honey. Now some won't use honey. You can use agave nectar or you can use maple syrup or whatever sweetener that you have. I happen to have the honey, so that's why I used it. A half a cup of carob powder. And like I said, this is the carob powder that I use that you can get on Amazon. You can probably get it at Whole Foods as well or Trader Joe's. I ordered it off of Amazon and Vitacost. And a cup of plant-based milk, which I used almond milk, the original almond milk. You're welcome. And then I put it in a graham cracker crust. And then I garnished it with, I have unsweetened coconut. Organic unsweetened coconut that I garnished it with. So this is what I bought. And this is and it's really very, very good. And it's to be eaten in moderation, of course, but it looks like chocolate and it'll taste like chocolate, but you know the peanut butter is going to set it right off. And the peanut butter I used was the Skippy Creamy. Some has honey in it and this one did not. You know, yeah, doesn't it look good? Yes, I've already tasted it and it's got a real good flavor to it, and I'm really happy with it. So this is a recipe that's a keeper, and I'm going to make it. And it's one that you can make all year round. You don't have to save it for the holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, or anything like that. You can make it whenever you have a celebration with your family, like a birthday get-together, maybe an anniversary, or you just want to have something indulgent. This is what? It's a healthy indulgence. It's just like ice cream. The ice cream I make is a healthy indulgence. That's what you should have, a healthy indulgence, not one that's going to harm you. Well, I'm going to have to get off here because I got some dishes I have to make. Or I have to make. I have to make dishes. I have to wash my dishes. So, but anyway, I thank you all. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. And I thank you all. I'm just great. I thank you all for coming on and being here for me and watching me make this. And I share the recipe with you. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Karen Watterson 1948. Follow me on Facebook, Karen Watterson, or YouTube, Karen Watterson. You will find the videos there. that where I post my YouTube video, my Periscopes up on YouTube. I also will post this recipe up on, this picture of this and the recipe up on Facebook for anybody that might want to make it. So I hope that you all have a great day. Take care. God bless. And bye-bye.